Good morning once again, everyone. It's once again nice to see you. Every moment is fresh, right? So we can welcome you at every moment. And we're glad you're here, and we really value this opportunity for all of us in the community Sunday morning to come together and do a little bit of practice. This is a practice that we offer, as I was saying earlier, as a way of developing the life skill of presence, of just being able to be with yourself, which is the beginning of being able to be with your family and your friends and your life. When we are running, as we are so likely to be doing in this culture, then we miss a lot. We miss the moments of our lives. We miss our own feelings. We miss what's actually going on inside us. And we very much miss a sense of real relationship and connection with other beings, with other people, with the community. So coming into presence, coming into a little bit of a calm space, a little bit of an inner oasis, is really a tremendous gift for everyone, of any tradition or no tradition, just anyone in life. We're all in life together, whatever traditions we follow or don't follow. We can all benefit from this capacity to sink a little bit deeper into the expansive ocean that we are, instead of always being on the surface. So this is a great value in many traditions. We have centering prayer in the Christian tradition. We have the art of turning in the Sufi tradition. And in the Hindu and Buddhist traditions, we have the art of cultivating presence, serenity, calm, just a little bit of being in touch with yourself, really. So that's what we look to share on these Sunday mornings. And it's something very precious if we think about what's going on in the world in general way. It's very precious, is it not, to be able to come together with a group of people, whether we know each other well or not. We are like-minded in that we are all gathered here together, all seeking a little bit of peace. And by that very fact, we are supporting each other in that quest. And that's very important. That's one of the great important aspects and supportive aspects of community, because searching for peace on your own is really quite a different thing and quite a difficult thing. And having a group where you can come together, even if you don't really know each other socially, look at all the bodies in this room, all of the presences, all of the qualities intrinsic to all of the spirit in this room, and we all contribute something with our presence, and that's really something very, very valuable. So in coming into calm, into presence, we can do that in silence, and we can also do it using sound. And what we like to do on Sundays, actually, is to combine silence and sound, because they actually amplify each other and enrich each other. And also some people will respond more to one than to the other, so more people can benefit. And in the silent part of our meditation, what we will do is, well, there'll be a little bit of guidance about posture, because creating a physical and energetic home for your own oasis is also important. And then we'll set the mind on our breath and be with our breath for a while in silence, and I'll be guiding that. And then when we sound, we're going to use the sound hung, the sacred sound from way, way, way back in ancient India, sacred to many traditions. In the most ancient form of Tibetan tradition, they will say that hung is a sound of gathering. So you can kind of feel that when you say hung, you're just hung, kind of coming home, coming in, sort of settling, gathering. It's a grounding, a very gently grounding sound. It's also a sacred syllable for Buddhists. It is actually the most intimate and distilled expression of the wisdom, compassion, mind of enlightened beings. So when we sound Hum, we are, if that is our intention, we are also tuning in, as it were, to the sound of kindness and wisdom. And that is vibrating through us and impacting us and potentially opening us to those qualities of compassion and wisdom. Because when we come into presence and we cultivate awareness, we do it for its own sake, yes, because it is tremendously valuable just in and of itself. And we also do it because by opening in awareness to the vastness of what we are, we also are potentially opening to the qualities like wisdom, kindness, compassion, love, equanimity. These qualities are actually somehow native to our being. And so the more that we can settle into our being, as opposed to being distracted from our being by all the doing that we do, as we settle into our being, we become more amenable to actually experiencing the ripening of these qualities. So that's a simple description, really, of the spiritual path. Come into being and let the qualities arise. So that's what we're going to do. So take a moment to find your seat. And think of your seat as a very deep seat, of the support coming to you from your cushion or your chair, and the way that is really supported from deep, deep within the earth. If you consider for a moment, you are actually, each one of you, seated directly above the center of the earth. And it's a simple fact that support is coming to you from the center of the earth directly beneath you. And sometimes when we acknowledge that, you may notice that just naturally there's a certain degree of relaxation that comes, especially in the lower part of your body, as you allow yourself actually to be supported. We're so into independence and worry that often, and taking care of everything, that it may be something of a new thing to allow yourself to be supported, to be held by your chair, by your cushion, from the depths of the earth herself. And to consider also that that center of the earth directly beneath you is in precise alignment with the bottom of your spine. So your whole body is being supported, is in alignment as well with the center of your abdomen, with your heart, your throat, your crown. So as this becomes habitual, you may notice a sense of the central core of your body, that corridor running from your crown down through your body and in alignment with the center of the earth. This is a very powerful support for you, actually. It's such a powerful support that acknowledging it may allow even further ease and relaxation, especially of your shoulders, your cheeks. Take a moment to be aware of your hands. Sometimes we find that we don't even know it, but our hands are clenched. So let this alignment be a support for you. And this alignment also means that as you breathe, your breath can flow unobstructedly, unimpededly, smoothly through your body because of this alignment. So that's how we sit. And your chin is tucked in just a little bit. And when you do that, you can feel how that you're bringing forward of your neck just very gently, not a lot. It's hardly even visible to an observer. But as you dip your chin in just a little bit, you can feel how that gently pulls up your spine and just reminds you of your profound alignment the central corridor of your body, holding you, being aligned, being clear. So when you do this at home, it becomes quite habitual. It may only take you half a minute or a minute to find this alignment, and simply sit like that. And that already is quite a step forward. So you're breathing. You're breathing in your most comfortable, natural way. You're not trying to change your breath at all. Now direct your attention to your breath. That means to the sensation of the breath as it comes into your body, descends a bit. And then whenever you're ready, you exhale, and your attention is present to that. You're just aware of your breathing. And the mind will often go on to something else. And as soon as you notice that your mind has traveled elsewhere, you just invite it back and settle it again on your breath. And you do that as many times as you need to do it. And it doesn't matter how many times. It does not matter. The only thing we're seeking to do is be present to our breath. And whenever you notice that your mind has gone elsewhere, the problem is solved because you're aware already. So you just bring your attention back and begin again. So that's what we do during the silent part of our practice. So let's do that together for several minutes. And still continuing to breathe and maintaining that same sense of presence. Sound the sound hung, hung. On your out-breath, we'll all sound together. And since everybody breathes at a different rate, make the sound in whatever rhythm is comfortable for you. And we'll create a great sound with all our individual sounds. And with the sounding, your attention, your presence, your awareness is totally with the sound. Just present to that, to the experience of sound in your body. So we'll sound together until the chime rings. And back to your attention resting on your breath. If the breath doesn't seem quite enough to hold your attention, you can see if it's helpful to count. So 1, inhale, exhale, and then 2 for the next inhalation and exhalation, and go up to 10, and then back to 1. See how that is for you. If it's enough just to rest with your breath, just rest with your breath. And again with the breath. And before you come back to the room, just take a moment to be with yourself and just see how you are. Not trying to do anything or judge anything at all. Just notice how you are right now. If it's different than when you sat down, what it feels like, what your body feels like, what your mind feels like, what your energy feels like. You don't have to have a story about it. Just notice. Digest for a moment. And when you're ready, come back to the room. Not that you were ever anywhere else. Any comments or reflections? Questions? Just have a few minutes for that. How are you? Quiet.
When I sat down, I was really sleepy,
Mm-hmm.
and I was surprised just the concentration on my breath kept me awake throughout,
Oh.
and feel pretty energized.
Uh-huh.
A lot of thoughts going in my head,
Mm-hmm.
but just what you said, that bring yourself back, and I
Uh-huh.
kept doing that, and that kept my focus.
Uh-huh.
The numbering definitely helped.
Uh-huh.
So feels good, energized, calm
Ah,
at the same time. Yeah.
interesting. So the numbers helped. You did the counting, and it helped.
I did the counting
Okay, that's good.
for a bit,
You can
and
do
it did
that.
help.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, isn't it? Sometimes it's really a good story about how unpredictable our practice can be. Sometimes we think we're sure to fall asleep, and in fact, why don't we just skip sitting right now because I'll just fall asleep anyway, we might think. And then something happens and something opens and some kind of energy that was there but not available to you for reasons we may not really understand opens up. And the other also happens, sometimes you think, wow, I can't wait. I'm feeling so clear. I'm going to have a great meditative session. And you sit down and you fall asleep, or, you're totally distracted. And it's just a reminder, and we do like to remind each other often, that what happened, your responsibility ends once you sit down in your cushion and you're following the practice. That's all you can do. And then what happens, you don't know, right? Your mind might go wild, it might go quiet, you might have an insight into your past that you've never had before, you might remember a dream, you might feel sadness about something that you have been pushing out of awareness, so you don't know. And whatever happens is precisely what happens. And it's not your business, as we like to say. You don't try to control it. All your business is to do your practice, to sit there, just like Fad said. So your mind's gone into some other topic, and of course our minds will do that. That's what mind loves to do. That's its whole thing, right, is to go and think about different things. So when you notice that it's done that, and this is not your intention right now, you want your mind on your breath, so you just invite it back. Then your job is done. And then whatever happens after that, that happens. And you get to know what comes up for you, what's down in there in that ocean, monsters and fishes and beautiful waves and streams, and you get to see whatever it is. And that's what we call practice. So thank you for bringing that up. We absolutely invite you to take this practice home with you, or any part of it. If you're new, I know some of the people I talked to today are thinking about beginning a meditation practice, and this is really an ideal way to begin. And then it's a matter, as Harvey said, of just finding that you do value it enough to make some time for it. And if you want to just sit and watch your breath, maybe for 5 minutes, you can set a timer for 5 or 6 minutes, and then relax a little bit, and then do another 5 or 6 minutes. You can do short sessions, are very valuable, especially when you're beginning, especially when we're cultivating calm. And gradually, you may wish to lengthen them, or just do 10 minutes straight, 12 minutes, something like that. But really, it will benefit you if you do it on a regular basis. And your friendly local neuroscientist will tell you the same thing, right? It's by doing this on a regular basis, and there's a lot of research, which sometimes we talk about, or you can Google about it. There's a lot of research that by sitting and observing breath, you're changing your brain, actually, in measurable ways, and in ways that over time make you less reactive. And reactivity is one of the main ways that we really lose ourselves. We lose our sense of who we are. We just go into reaction, whether it's sadness or jealousy or anger. So, but this won't happen if you just do it, once a week on Sundays. So please do it. You can, if you have a few minutes, sitting on the park bench, lunch hour. You can do your hung anytime. It's yours. And really, we invite you to consider, if you haven't started a daily practice, why not? See what it does. Maybe you can make a commitment for 21 days, 49 days, and just see what happens at the end of that time. And then you'll decide if you'll continue or not. And as Harvey said, it's not like some amazing thing will happen because you sit and meditate once for 5 minutes. It's not like that. It's a slow process. It's a steady, reliable process. And if you do attend to it, it will attend to you. So feel absolutely no compunction at all. There is no guilt attached if you take this practice home and use it in your own way, okay? We really like you to do that. And we're here, and there's senior students at Stone Mountain who are happy to answer questions also that you might have. Anything else?
Tuesday retreat.
And we have classes on Tuesdays, first and third Tuesdays. You're all invited to. And we have a retreat, which is very appropriate for new people as well as for our longer term people. Sometimes we divide the group into two during part of the retreat. So we welcome you to that. It's the Friday evening, the 19th, I believe 6:30 to 8:30. Saturday, I think it's 10 to 4, and Sunday until noon. So if you're interested in exploring some of these practices, going a little deeper with the kind of thing that we've done today, we definitely invite you to come. Anything else?
I think it's all day Sunday.
It's all day Sunday? Okay, it's all day Sunday. It's on our website. Where's the book? The Book of Names. Thank you. So in closing, and this is very much part of our logos, you might say, we always, as we said in the beginning, we're interested in being of service, and we feel that our meditation is actually of service in ways we may not fully understand. So we dedicate our practice, every time we practice, and you can do this at home too, to really all living beings. There's nobody who's excluded from our wish to receive benefit. And at the same time, we specifically offer our prayers and energies for people in this who are our friends who we've written today. I don't think I wrote.
There's another name.
Okay. Julie can't, somebody else. Did you write now? Okay. And we also do this while we're listening to the names. Your attention, if you like, can be at your heart, and just feel your own capacity, your own potential for caring and love. You know you care about yourself. You know you care about your loved ones. You know what care feels like. Thank you. So let that be arising in your heart as we're listening to these names. And then we'll close by sounding the sound Ah and sending light and goodness and good wishes to all beings throughout space, and especially those people that we are naming here. We'll do 3 ahs. So the first ah can be especially for you and your future and your close friends, and then the whole room, everybody in the room, and then gradually out the city, the state, the whole country, the whole planet. And by the end of the third ah, as vast as your mind expands, all beings throughout space, we're offering our good wishes to.
Evan's family, Mark and Sharon Fowler, Carlos V. and Kate, Jyoti Rawat, the Fujimoto family, Joanne Neal, Dominique and Danielle Blask, Kelly, Robert, Tom, Tim, Urson, Misty, Greg, Nellie, Mickey, Jake, Steve Johnson, Wilson family, Susan Wilbur and Stephen Wilder, Abe and Irene Schwartz, Jesus Rafael Rivera, Ophelia y Familia, Audrey's, Louise, Surita, Don, Galvin, Carolyn and family, Gwen, Melvin and family, Habi Ba, Caleb and Ella, Jade Lavinka Bardo, Julie Candib, Bardo, Kate Hutton, Namvo, James Diffbaugh, Iggy La China, Elizabeth Wallet, and Esther.
Okay, so letting sound and light and your own awareness filled with positive intention. We'll sound the sound Ah as this expands from our heart 3 times. Thank you all so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you again. Have a great